Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, September 29th, 2023. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. The St. Vincent Girls High School has again emerged as the top performing school in the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate CSEC exams 2023 with an overall pass rate of 98.84%, as well as the nation's top performer, Nyla Jack, who gained 14 subjects and obtained 11 grade 1s and 3 grade 2s. The St. Vincent Girls High School increased its overall pass rate this year by 1.96% over 2022 when it recorded a 96.88% pass mark. The Ministry of Education and National Reconciliation released the updated preliminary results on Thursday, September 28, following a delay of over a month since students received their results. In a telephone interview with SVG-TV News, Deputy Headmistress in Administrative Control at the SVG Girls High School, Atalay Kane-Solin, says they are pleased with the school's performance.
My teachers work hard and my girls are excellent at applying themselves. So with that winning combination, we are expected to do well. Just as our backgrounds vary, the level of support would vary, but from a school perspective, we try to give all of our girls the same measure of support and guidance that they would need to prepare themselves effectively for the CSEC examinations. Just like there are individual differences, they would have had individual ways of preparing themselves, but as a school, our CSEC syllabus starts in the third form, and our girls start preparing from then. In fact, we have fourth formers, I think about 54 of them. They wrote the CSEC math and all were successful. So we have an accelerated math program that allows them to do that, and we make sure to stick to CSEC's guidance. So we follow the syllabus, we prepare our girls, we provide supplemental work for them, and our teachers are always available, whether it be via Teams or email, and the girls make use of that to their benefit.
Kane-Solin says early preparation is vital to success as the school prepares their students at the third form to be equipped for the exams at the fifth form level.
The bar has been set and we expect you to surpass it. You know, we are near 99%, so the only thing we're aiming for is 100, and we know that you can do it. I just want to congratulate the girls once again. They put in the effort, their parents and guardians put in the effort, my teachers put in the effort, and so we are now reaping the reward of such efforts. So I say congratulations to them, and I wish them all the best in their future endeavors.
The other top performing schools at CSEC 2023 which recorded percentage pass rates of 80% or more are the St. Vincent Grammar School with 93.32%, the St. Martin's Secondary 93.17%, Thomas Saunders Secondary 92.76%, Canwan Secondary with 89.86%, the St. Joseph Convent Kingstown with 89.72%, and the Beckway Seventh-day Adventist with 86.73%. 3 members of the St. Vincent and Grenadines Teachers Cooperative Credit Union who will be pursuing higher education have each received a bursary from the credit union. Speaking at the handing over ceremony yesterday, Vice President of the Board of Directors of the SVG TCCU, Cecil Charles, congratulated the recipients, noting that he was surprised with the amount of single parents who applied for a bursary.
When we conducted the interviews for the bursaries, there were 2 things that struck me. The first was the number of single-parent females who were pursuing higher education. And when you had a chat with them, you realized the sacrifice that they were making in order to achieve their goal. I tip my hats off to them. To be a single parent with a family, to be working while at the same time studying. I think it's a tremendous sacrifice and you should be commended. Secondly, I was disappointed because we saw very, very few males among the bunch. And I want to say today, and I'm making this appeal to the males, that in a changing world, a world which is now becoming very skill-based, that the opportunities are there for you to pursue higher education, to achieve your goals and dreams, to make a significant contribution to society as well as to your family.
Chief Technical Officer of Post-Education and Higher Education in the Office of the Prime Minister, Dixon Finley, said such initiative is helping the government reach its goal of having a university graduate for every household by 2030.
The bursaries being awarded today play a vital role in ensuring that the government's target is not just a dream, but a reality. By supporting these exceptional students in the pursuit of higher education, we're investing in the future leaders, innovators, problem solvers in our country. Every bursary award awarded today brings us one step closer to achieving the government's ambitious goal.
Finley encouraged the bursary awardees to stay focused on their education journey.
Your dedication to your studies and your commitment to personal growth have set you on a path to success. Remember that education is not just about acquiring knowledge. It's about developing your skills, values, and perspectives that will enable you to make a positive impact in our society. Too many persons, when they receive their degrees, become selfish and they start to think, as Todo has a song, 96 degrees in the shade. They want to burn you. And they say, now I have my degree, you can't speak to me. But that is not what the degree is about. It's about being humble. It's about sharing your knowledge. And it's about investing in the credit union so that they can help other people.
A new Prime Rides project will be open to applicants who wish to receive mobile enterprise units or motorized commercial vehicles that were obtained previously from friendly governments and recommissioned for this purpose. This is according to Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, Camilo Gonzalez, during the handing over of the Prime shops in Glen on Tuesday. Minister Gonzalez told the gathering that more information on the Prime Ride project will be out by Sunday, October 1st.
Sell it, whatever the case may be. We are going to have, and pay attention, you're going to see notices in the newspaper and in the media about how you apply for your Prime Ride. And when you get your Prime Ride, your business will be mobile. Now make sure that you know how to drive a motorbike. This is not for people who say, I have a license that does drive my friend Swift. This is not a car, it drives like a motorcycle. But if you have your motorcycle license, or if you have an employee who has a motorcycle license, you will be eligible to apply for one of the Prime Rides. Keep your ears and eyes peeled. The information is going to be coming out on the 1st of October. We'll give you about a month, 6 weeks to apply, and we'll give away our Prime Rides to worthy entrepreneurs right around Christmas time. So you get a nice Christmas gift to start your business. And that's what we're going to do with the Prime Rides as well.
Meanwhile, the finance minister said that the Prime program is evolving and there will be a fresh application period starting soon.
That close to 5,000 people applied for Prime when we thought that 400 people would apply for Prime. And when we thought we were going to give out 200 Prime grants, we have given out over 1,300 Prime grants across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And the value of those grants is over $7.5 million in the hands of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines that they don't have to pay back. We have been calling recently prime applicants from 2 years ago to say you are approved, come for your grant, 'cause prime never ended. But people are saying to us now, well, I had applied 2 years ago for a barber chair, but I done buy the barber chair already. Or I applied 2 years ago for some DJ equipment, but I don't get the DJ equipment already. Or I go on sailing, or I move on, or I get a job, or doing something else. So we are going to open, at the end of this year, a fresh application period for prime. And even though people are still getting prime, up to now, we're going to have a fresh application window. Right after we give away these prime rides, we're going to have a fresh application window in 2024 for those of you who still have dreams that you think prime can help you pursue.
Work on the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project continues to move apace as the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in collaboration with the World Bank, prepares St. Vincent and the Grenadines to take advantage of emerging technologies to improve efficiency within the government service. As the project moves into high gear, work is currently being done on the infrastructure network, which includes the establishment of a data center. Project coordinator Vincent says they are currently looking at a site to house the data center. Several other major things that are also being looked at under the project. These include a tax information management system and an electronic single window for trade facilitation. Project implementers are also currently moving towards the setting up of an electronic single window for property and land transactions.
We are in the process now of looking at the digitization of the paper deeds or the land records. Construction is currently being done on a place to digitize those records. We are in the process of getting the delivery of the equipment to do that digitization process. And overall, and this is a big aspect of the overall implementation of the project, is what we call the digital public infrastructure, and that is made up of several different aspects, different components. So we have within that, we have to digitize the civil registry, we have to upgrade the ID, and then we also have to have what you call a citizen authentication platform where citizens could log in and transact services with the government, and also there is a government payment platform. So that allows you to make payments to government. I believe it will also allow the government to make payments to citizens as well.
Two tropical storms, Felipe and Rina, are located northeast of the Leeward Islands. The SVG Met Services says while they pose no direct threat to SVG, they will continue to erode the high-pressure system, and this means that light wind speeds will persist, promoting daytime heating across the islands. According to the SVG Met Services, this increases the chance of mid-afternoon localized showers and isolated thunderstorms. Light and variable wind speeds are anticipated during this forecast period. Marine conditions are slight to moderate, with swells ranging from 1.0 meters to 1.5 meters across our islands. Seabathers are asked to exercise caution for breaking wave action and rip currents near the shoreline due to the presence of long period waves. No significant haze intrusion is expected within the next 3 days. The SVG Met Services says it will continue to monitor the tropical Atlantic Ocean and issue updates or advisories as necessary. We hear that local psychologist Dr. Josel Miller is urging persons to give support to cancer patients, noting that the diagnosis and treatment can be an isolated experience. Dr. Miller was speaking on the issue on NBC Radio Face-to-Face program.
For many, they feel often that they're going through this process all by themselves. And we are here to say and remind persons that you don't have to do it alone. Research has shown that providing support to patients who have been diagnosed with cancer, it can really help to improve the quality of life and their well-being, and also foster a greater fighting spirit and build their resilience to keep pushing and to keep moving forward. Persons who are doing it alone, finding that they have no support system around them, it becomes even more difficult, and sometimes persons tend to give up easier than when they have persons there basically praying for them, encouraging them, and pushing them to keep going.
Dr. Miller highlighted a few tips family members or friends can do to support someone living with cancer.
Are you scared? What's going on? And even if you have children as well, or even spouses, you talk about it, because one of the big questions is, what if you die? You know, and you know, sometimes people are afraid to say it because they feel that it's going to make it a reality. But you have to talk, you have to prepare, because as much as we're doing all of the different treatments and we are very hopeful, we also have to be realistic and understand that with illness in itself, sometimes things are unpredictable. Sometimes when persons are doing chemotherapy, they may be doing it by themselves. You can ask whether or not they want company to be there with them. It is sometimes allowed that you can actually sit there with them, or even if you're waiting on the outside, so that you drive with them to Georgetown, because you have to go all the way out there. You give them a ride, you make sure that they are comfortable. One of the things that you can also do is, a lot of people like to visit. But if somebody's doing chemotherapy, their immune system might be a bit weak. So you want to ask first, is it okay for me to visit? And even if you visit, you want to make sure that you take the necessary precautions. You wear your mask, wash your hands, make sure that you're not doing anything that will make the person become more ill.
Noting that dealing with a sick loved one can be difficult, Dr. Miller said it is equally important for caregivers to take some time for themselves.
Being involved in that care process every single day, it can take a toll on you emotionally, mentally, so you need to sometimes be able to step back. If it even is to go outside and just go for a little stroll and get some fresh air and just simply sit and listen to some music or something, just to detach for a moment, that helps. Okay, because oftentimes persons overlook that the caregivers themselves carry a lot. Yeah. Okay? Families, you know, when you have someone who is ill, you have to band together. You have to come together. You know, sometimes illness in itself causes a lot of separation. But that's a time when you need to come together and see how best you can support each other and support the one who is not well. Okay? Because it is very difficult to be unwell, and then you have to be worrying about keeping everybody together. Right. You know? So give them that comfort of seeing that you are willing to put whatever issues aside and work together to make sure that the family still stays together and, you know, connect with love and kindness. All right?
September is being observed as Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and October will be observed as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This month is also being observed as Alzheimer's Month. Alzheimer's and dementia researcher Dr. Glenn Brewster Glasgow said there are several different types of dementia. Dr. Brewster Glasgow was speaking on the issue on the VC3 Roundtable Talk program yesterday.
Have dementia as an umbrella term, and under that we have the different types of dementia. So we have Alzheimer's disease, which we were just told is the most prevalent type, and then we have vascular dementia, which is oftentimes associated with high blood pressure and diabetes. And then we have other types, like, for example, if somebody has Parkinson's, they may have Parkinson's dementia, or if they drink a lot, we might see that in people with alcoholism, that type of a dementia. So we have different types of dementia, and the way that I think about dementia is that loss of functioning, so your ability to remember things, and usually it's short-term things first and then long-term things. So if you do something today, or even if you ate something this morning, you might have forgotten that you would have done that. So that's short-term memory. And then your ability to think and make decisions, or your ability to reason. So, you know, it might be somebody who said, oh, my daughter stole from me, when in fact that might not be the case. And we might see behavioral changes, so they might start wandering or pacing.
Noting that dementia ranges from mild to severe cases, Dr. Brewster Glasgow made a distinction between the mild cases where people are still independent and capable of functioning and the severe cases where people are dependent on others.
And just as a note, it's not a normal part of the aging process, but aging does increase the risk for developing dementia. So for Alzheimer's disease especially, they would say they have young onset dementia, so people less than 65, they would have young onset, and for people older than 65, then I guess they would call that the regular dementia, because they would expect with age that it increases your risk. So I have seen and known people as young as in their 40s who have a diagnosis of dementia. It can be people with frontotemporal dementia tend to also have younger onset dementia, but we also have younger onset Alzheimer's disease. I think with the lifestyle ones, so for example, the vascular dementia, which is associated with hypertension and whether you manage it well, diabetes, those I believe would have a later onset.
Activities to commemorate National Parks Authority Awareness Month will start on Monday, October 2nd, with a radio discussion and a tree planting ceremony at Black Point Heritage and Recreation Park. The National Parks Authority Awareness Month 2023 is being observed under the theme Conserving Nature, Sustaining Lives. Communication and Education Officer of the National Parks, Rivers and Beaches Authority, Tony Barrow, said other activities for the month will include an exhibition at the SVG Postal Corporation parking lot.
We are scheduled to have 3 days of environmental education awareness outreach, and we'll be doing some school visits from the 4th of October to the 11th. Thursday, the 19th of October, we are hosting a virtual roundtable discussion on the theme, The Future of Conservation, Engaging the Next Generation of Environmental Champions, and that will be live on our Facebook page. On Sunday the 29th, the authority is hosting our first ever free entrance day, and that means all parks and recreation sites managed by the National Parks, Rivers and Beaches Authority will be free to enter from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we are really encouraging Vincentians to take the opportunity to visit as many parks as possible on that day. And we commence our month of activities on Tuesday, the 31st, which is the day that we celebrate National Parks Day. And we're hosting National Parks Day exhibition at the Kingston Post Office from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Barrow used the opportunity to remind students across St. Vincent and the Grenadines about their poster competition being carried out under the theme Protecting Our Natural Treasures, while national parks and protected areas matter to me.
And I just really want to take this opportunity just to remind our students that we do have an ongoing poster competition for students in grades 3 to 5 and forms 1 to 3. The theme for our poster competition is Protecting Our Natural Treasures, Why National Parks and Protected Areas Matters to Me. And all the information on this poster competition, you can find that on our Facebook and Instagram page. And the deadline to submit your posters is the 19th of October. So we're just really taking this opportunity to really encourage the public, encourage Vincentians to support our month of activities and take the opportunity to explore our parks, to explore nature, to get outside and enjoy what God has given us. Remember the survival of SVG's national park system, the survival of our natural and cultural heritage sites, and all of our recreation sites depend on how well we appreciate and treat our environment.
The month-long activities are being held to raise awareness about the role of the National Parks Authority and its importance to SVG's development. The newly formed community-based group Greenhouse Lab St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be hosting its first cleanup exercise tomorrow, Saturday, September 30 yards in the area of the Belay Mineral Spa. Executive Director of Greenhouse Lab SVG, Nashika Davis, says that the cleanup exercise forms part of the Independence Day Best Village competition and to keep the site clean all year round for locals and visitors. Davis is encouraging residents of Belay and surrounding communities to support the cleanup exercise tomorrow and their other upcoming activities.
Members of Greenhouse Lab SVG is inviting the entire St. Vincent and the Grenadines to our cleanup campaign. The cleanup campaign will be held this Saturday, September 30th at the Mineral Spa Water in Belay. We will be cleaning the river, the garden, and the entire community around where the Belay Mineral Spa Water is located. Cleanup will start from 9 o'clock. The members are very passionate about the environment. We want to ensure that it is kept the best. We want to ensure that it is clean. We want to ensure that it's healthy, and we want to ensure that we can save it for our children, for our children's future.
Communication and Education Officer of Greenhouse Lab SVG, Randall Grant, said the group is about community youth development and environment protection and conservation.
Greenhouse Lab SVG is a non-profit, community, youth development, environmental, and conservation organization which will act as a development catalyst to enhance the capacity of youth and residents of Ashburton, Belay, and neighboring communities. The group seeks to empower residents through training and other innovative strategies so that they can enhance the resource base of their communities in an effort to alleviate poverty, develop sustainable livelihoods, and create a positive impact on national policies and programs. We have currently close to 50 members, and anyone wish to join our organization from the community or neighboring communities or donate can contact us at 5322265 or email greenhouselabsvg@gmail.com. Remember, we are the scientists who will save, clean, and keep the environment green.